Hey, IDs, we're into week 5. This is really exciting stuff, and I hope you've had the opportunity to connect with your partner and hopefully start moving forward with your planning for your course. And that should, that kickoff meeting should be something pretty special, and it'd be great for you to, to share, collaborate, come up with some ideas, and then hopefully you'll be well on your way to beginning to think about the first module. Let me just kind of just quickly go through that plan business, right? Um, that's going to be due this coming Sunday with your assignments that are forthcoming for this particular week. And then just as a reminder, with the progress reports don't happen until week 6 and week 10. And what will happen is, each one of you will be responsible for one of them with that. And of course, that's just a tracking device to keep us on schedule, on task, and things like that. And as you know, it's a really important part of project management. I definitely want to talk about those discussions last week. Those are probably the most exciting ones we've had so far. I think just the nature of the content and the questions made it that way. And as far as the first one, I got to tell you that I wrote the question with the project management and the selection of the project manager question back in July, and I looked at it for the first time last week, and I was saying, geez, I don't even know if this is even germane or applicable to the module. And I was actually considering taking it out. Um, but as it turned out, it was a really exciting discussion, and I think it was good because we have two candidates there essentially that were right down the line. It was really both of them had their particular uses, but it just depends on what kind of situation you're faced with as to which one you would choose. And I figured it would definitely be the more qualified one would be the one that was chosen. But I think some of you actually changed your mind as you went through and so forth, and that was really great. So that was a very thoughtful, and the other one was just as exciting and just as useful, and that's a really good example of taking something like a discussion and potentially turning it into something meaningful beyond the scope of the course. We were asking the question, is project management a particular topic that would be needed within an ID program? And many of you are saying, well, yes, it was. And some of you are saying that, as an ID, the experience that I had with project management on the programs or whatnot were very useful. And as we saw, of course, it's a lot of those job advertisements are requesting that project management is a desirable skill. It's maybe not a required skill, but one that's certainly desirable one. And in the case of I think one of our classmates here, it made a difference between achieving getting a job. So these are important things, and um, I think actually that's something I'm going to approach Professor Schwartz about, because you know maybe there is some use for it within our program. Okay, so anyway, there's that thought. Coming up this week, of course, is the objectives and outcomes week, which is a really important one, starting at the very beginning. The truth is that if you don't have good objectives, you don't have good outcomes, then you're probably not going to have a very good course. And one of the ways that I like to design my courses is I start with really good objectives, and I have a really good direction on what I'm deeming to do. The second thing is I think to myself, well, I have these objectives, then how am I going to give the students the opportunity to prove that they can do them, that they can accomplish them, that they can master them? All right, so that's my assessment. And then, where do we go from there? Then we generate materials, we generate content to make it so that the student can achieve the goals, the objectives, whatnot within those assessments. So, those are the learning materials. So basically a backwards design strategy. And I've done a little more of that recently, where I've been very intentional about starting with really good objectives, looking them over with the instructor, um, teasing out really what it is that they want to do, um, requesting and having them explain how they can demonstrate that they can do that particular skill, which is within the objective. And then what we do is we kind of collaborate on finding activities, readings, and things like that that'll help them achieve the objective. So that's kind of the way a good design, I think, should go. And of course, like we said, it starts with really good objectives. So, your assignment's going to be for, there's going to be a discussion, there's going to be a journal this week. But the big assignment is going to be, that you get together with your counterpart there, and you come up with, at least one or two course outcomes, and then 2 or 3 objectives for each of your individual modules, because you're going to be you're working collaboratively to come up with outcomes for the course, and then you're each going to be designing your own module where you're going to be crafting the objectives for that. And of course, this is all according to the how Robert Mega writes objectives. It's the model we're going to be using this week. So this should be a really good one, and it's really going to get us moving toward developing our course, and it's going to be exciting in that way. So I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, of course, you know where to reach me. Q&A forum, followed by, if it's something that's specifically for me of any kind, then certainly reach out to me on the email. And so that's where we are. And I hope you have a really, really good week. Take care.